In this corner, the DC Heroes Unite Flash by Spin Master. And in this corner, the all-new Walmart exclusive Superpowers Flash by McFarlane Toys. Which one is the better berry for your buck? Place your bets. It's time for another Versus. Welcome to 5 Points of Articulation, where I review action figures and then articulate 5 points to help you decide if you want to add that figure to your collection. The 5 points I discuss are packaging, presentation, posability, playability, and price. I'm Jason, and if you enjoy my content, please like, share, subscribe, do all the YouTube rigmarole. Starting off with the packaging, and both figures come on blister cards, but they serve very different functions. In general, Spin Master's is very plain. Logo's down here. Up here we can see it's a first edition. And over here we can see that one of the biggest selling features is the mystery accessories. In a time where blind bags are pretty popular, this is a pretty clever strategy. Lots of legal rigmarole on the back, but also some teases as to the possible missions that this Flash can go on. Conversely, the packaging for Superpower serves only one function, making 80s kids like me misty-eyed. Nice Flash artwork over here, new for 22 up here, and a back that brings me back. And for those who want it, here's the UPC. Here are all the available figures so far. Currently, I'm still on the hunt for the Batman Who Laughs. The Spin Master card is very functional, and does promote a sense of mystery that can be fun for kids. But as the target demographic for this figure, I've got to give it to McFarlane. For packaging, this round goes to Superpowers. Moving on to presentation, and Spin Master Flash stands at 4 inches, and Superpower stands at 4 3/4. Despite the height disparity, these are both very basic versions of Barry Allen. From the top and the cut of the masks are very similar. The lightning bolts on the McFarlane figure are separate and much larger. Additionally, the eyes of the McFarlane one are a simple black outline, whereas the eyes on Spin Master are far more detailed, including both a pupil and an iris. Iris? Where? Moving on down, and both figures have had their logos tamboed on. The McFarlane one is large and crisp. Due to the lack of outline, however, and the Spin Master one is a little bit harder to see. The lightning bolts on the Spin Master figure are sculpted on, whereas they're just painted on for McFarlane, but both figures have sculpted on belts. The Spin Master one has been painted yellow. The McFarlane one is a separate yellow piece. Flipping them around, and here they are from the back. I assume the holes to accommodate an accessory. If we look closely, there's some extra sculpted detail on the Spin Master arms, and also on the legs and boots. By contrast, the McFarlane one is nice and smooth and more evokes the classic Silver Age design. It's also worth noting that McFarlane moved the legal to the inner thigh, and finally gave them peg holes. I'm not saying that I'm directly responsible for this, but I would like to remind you of this clip. That's one reason why the loss of peg holes is particularly felt. Peg holes mean you can use figure stands, and a figure stand means you can at least kinda pose them. That's how I got all my action shots in the Adam West Batman reviews. To achieve those same kinds of shots with these figures, I literally have to do this. I'm just off camera, grabbing him by the ankles. Of course, I'm sure I didn't actually have anything to do with it, but either way, I'm very grateful. Since Flash is one of the characters from the original line, it's worth looking at both of them side by side. Obviously, the new one's a bit on the taller side. On the other hand, the original one always seemed a bit short to me. This new Flash frankly scales just a bit better. Since Toy Biz did one of their own, it's probably worth bringing him out too. Personally, I think this thing is hideous. And even though the first couple of McFarlane figures did feel a bit more like Toy Biz, I do think they finally hit their groove. Admittedly, there's more sculpted and painted detail on the Spin Master figure, especially with the face and particularly the eyes, but what kills it for me are his wonky proportions. I get that it's an aesthetic choice and that it's just the style of the series, but it really doesn't do it for me personally. I just prefer the simple lines and silhouette of the Superpowers. Moving on to posability, and next to the height, this is the biggest difference between the two. As a retro style figure, Superpowers has a swivel head. I'm pretty sure that Spin Master has a ball joint, but you can't get any up and down. As is, all either figure can do is look side to side. Superpowers has a swivel shoulder. Spin Master, on the other hand, can swivel and hinge way over 90 degrees. No other arm articulation for Superpowers, but Spin Master has swivel hinge elbows. Superpowers has T-style swivel hips. Spin Master, on the other hand, has ball-jointed hips. They can kick out this far and split this far. They also have thigh cut. Superpowers has single-jointed hinge knees. Spin Master's knees are also single-jointed and can swivel. In general, I'm not too critical of the superpowers because they are emulating the articulation scheme of the original. Even so, there really is no contest. For Posability, this round goes to Spin Master. Moving on to Playability, and superpowers has a whole lot of nothing. Spin Master, however, has 3 mystery accessories. Opening up the tab like so, and we can see a pretty cool picture of the Flash and Cyborg. It says that it's a collectible trading card. Not exactly sure Spin Master knows what a trading card is, but again, the real value comes from these lockers. These are very nicely printed, and honestly, I kinda hate to bust them open. Starting with the top, and oh wow. Okay, I guess I can kind of save it if I wanted to. As you can see, he has an armored chest piece. Popping into the second one, he has this lightning sword. Thirdly, he has whatever this is. Guessing it's some kind of handheld whirlwind? Either way, here he is with all his accessories, and this is probably a good time to remind everybody that this line is intended for kids. But Playability is more than just accessories, it's also about how well your figures play with others. For some classic Flash comparisons, and here we have the original 1984 Superpowers by Kenner, the 1990 DC Comics Superheroes version by Toy Biz, Total Justice by Kenner. This figure is remarkable for being simultaneously taller and shorter. Here we have DC Universe Classics by Mattel, one of the best Flash figures, and here we have DC Essentials, which is my personal favorite. Moving over to McFarlane, and here we have the DC Multiverse Rebirth version. With as many updated versions of characters as we've been getting lately, it would be criminal if we didn't get a new version of the Flash. And speaking of criminals, here's Ezra Miller. Allegedly. Lastly, here we have the Grant Gustin version, but fear not, I did just get the new wave of Page Punchers. For some other superpowers and superpower adjacent figures, and here we have the original Superman, here we have the Superman from Toy Biz, and here we have the one from McFarlane. In just 2 ways, we can definitely see how far McFarlane's already come. Migrating from the Man of Steel to the Dark Knight, and here we have the original Superpowers Batman. If you've been around for a while, you'd recognize that I finally got a new one. And then here we have the all-new Hush version McFarlane one. Here we have the original Superpowers Hal Jordan Green Lantern, and the McFarlane toys John Stewart. Here we have the original Kenner versions of Aquaman, Wonder Woman, and Martian Manhunter. And then for some villains, here we have the Kenner version of the Joker, as well as the Penguin. For some Toy Biz villains, and here we have Lex Luthor, Mr. Freeze, and Two-Face. But for a McFarlane Superpowers villain, and here we have Darkseid. For just a few Spin Master comparisons, and here we have Aquaman, here we have Wonder Woman, Rob Pattinson Batman, and Commissioner Gordon. For just a few small-scale retro figures, and here we have the original Mattel Secret Wars Spider-Man, here we have the 1992 Superposable Spider-Man by Toy Biz, a 1990s Toy Biz Wolverine, a 1990s Toy Biz Iron Man, and a modern 3 3/4 inch Spider-Man. For a relative scale comparison, here they are with Pizza Spidey and the Spectacular Spider-Man, and as always, here they are with Stealth Iron Man. The new McFarlane Superpowers is a relatively new line and is trying to get its feet under it, but Spin Master just has a far greater catalog of characters as well as accessories and playsets. For Playability, this round goes to Spin Master. This leaves us with nothing left to discuss but the price. The Spin Master figures are widely available and retail between $7.50 to $8.50 in most locations. The McFarlane Superpowers are a Walmart exclusive and retail for $10 a pop. Because of their wider distribution and emphasis on reuse, the Spin Master figures can afford to be a bit cheaper, but penny for penny, if all you want is an inexpensive, fun little Flash figure, the choice is clear. For price, this round goes to Spin Master, who wins the battle 3-2. For another Flash review, check out this one on the Grant Gustin version, or for more superpowers, click here. If you collect both, do you have a preference? And would you like to see me cover more Spin Master figures? Sound off in the comments below. I'll be back again real soon, but until then, play nice and have fun.